Welcome to the Anti-Noise Experience, a podcast endurance noise random musings. It's Wednesday, August 26, 2020, about 9 o'clock here in Bakersfield, California. We are finally under 100 degrees and the smoke isn't as bad. Just got done with Bakersfield Distance Project workout and we did a 2-mile time trial. I actually did my fastest 2-mile since I did Are You Faster Than a Fifth Grader way back in March, the weekend before I had that bad grease fall. So it wasn't fast, but at least it was something. My sixth best time of the year according to Training Peaks. In fact, if you want a Training Peaks account, a premium account, you can go to my website, anyways.com, and you can get one through me if you so choose. Speaking of smoke, there's a Podium Runner article on, if you haven't heard, the American West is now an ashy cloud of wildfire. Here's how air pollution adversely affects runners and what you can do to protect your precious lungs. And, I've been living in Bakersfield and training since 1979, 40 years, and I'm sure that the air quality has just killed me. I remember in 2008, I took the Bakersfield Drillers to Mammoth to train for a week before cross-country season, and my son, who had been running for 2 years, he was just then a junior, he's like, "Dad, I can't see the air," because it was actually blue up there, and Bakersfield was usually brown. The air quality has gotten better because of getting the lead out of gas and things like that. But it says, a lot of runners are training through the summer for fall races, and so what's going on what's the dirt on dirty air? And of course, it varies from place to place. Here we got ag and oil, and also everything comes pushing down. We're in the bowl. We're in a U-shaped end, and so we definitely get all kinds of stuff. So it's mixture gases, carbon dioxide, smog. We get agriculture, and then we also have tons of drilling. So diesel exhaust, for example, can trigger asthma, which I definitely have exercise-induced asthma. Other pollutants like ozone. Ozone can be harmful to the cardiovascular system and can cause cancer. The lungs are taking the air we breathe and transferring it into our blood cells, which immediately goes to the heart to be pumped to the rest of the body, says Jason Way, a doctor in San Francisco. Over a prolonged period of time, smog can decrease your ability to run at full capacity. And then, of course, we've got the wildfires, and besides, all the natural vegetation burning, unfortunately, homes and other things are burning, and so who knows what's all going to happen on that. So, even though exercise is good for your mental health, and that's kind of why I go out, you definitely have to be safe when you're out there training. And so I just back off. Like this evening, it was warm, and Amanda and I, and we just we went easy, but we are not trying to kill ourselves. Ways you can minimize it, do a quality check. There's a bunch of websites you can get it. Basically, if the AQI is over 150, you really should probably back off, and then 100 if you have asthma. You can hit the gym, but then I did an article yesterday talking about how many indoor facilities don't have scrubbing the air very well, and of course most gyms in California are still closed because of the lockdown and COVID. And of course, timing is right, and that's why Blanca and I get up at 5 in the morning and train, because the air quality is better. It kind of gets worse and worse as the day progresses. And of course, you can also, stay away from roads and stuff. I know me, I'm so sensitive because I have the exercise-induced asthma. But on my bike path, when I get close to 99 or Golden State Highway, I start coughing. I can just feel it. So that was the Podium Runner, and then Podium Runner also had another thing which I kind of thought was entertaining called 3 Keys to Finding Joy and Satisfaction in Training Efforts That Aren't Running. And my experience as a coach since 2006 is that unfortunately people get too much joy and satisfaction in doing things other than running. I, from all the time, seeing former runners, now cyclists, and so it seems like a lot of runners don't, as I talk about often, don't really want to run. But this article kind of talks about, the kind of cool thing about trying something different, which I've been doing. When I was injured, it was just hard enough getting my 10 miles a day to do the race across Tennessee. But now I've been doing the kettlebell workouts, which I really enjoy. I got a bicycle, and I'm going to get the Swift app so I can add some cycling to my resume. But, I'm now maxing out about 70 miles a week. Then I'm, of course, doing the whole race around the world that Laz is putting on, so I want to do some biking. And then I got the swim tether, and I really enjoy the swimming, and I'm hoping to someday do one of these swim, run, swims. So, the cool thing is when you try new sports, there's all new goals, and every day is like a new day, new things. Me, I've been at the running game since 1979, so it's kind of nice just to have new accomplishments and, challenges that you meet. And then, of course, you do need to measure the progress. Some metrics are similar to running, but others like heart rate and training load go across. You use Training Peaks, which I highly recommend. I've got my swimming and my cycling on there. But then again, other parameters, are different. And then, of course, embrace and accept the variety is another thing that, you just got to enjoy that. But like I said, I think most runners don't have problems doing cross-training. They really enjoy cross-training. Then some news on Usain Bolt. Unbelievably, he has COVID. He had a big 34th birthday. He was world record sprinter, 8-time Olympic gold medalist, tested positive for coronavirus, and is self-isolating at home. But he had a big old mask-free party, and now has the virus. I wish him well. The video they've got online, he doesn't look too good, but hopefully he'll be okay. Jonathan Gault writes about how we were all kind of dismayed watching the Stockholm Diamond League and why in the world they just didn't show the men's 1500. And he reached out to NBC Sports and they said it was a mistake. The feed was inadvertently cut on our end. I just don't understand how you can do that. But I guarantee you they don't do that for football, basketball, or baseball. So World Athletics tweets out today that World Athletics celebrates 70 years of Association of Track and Field Statisticians, the men and women who've been keeping track of all those stats that we often read here on the podcast. Earlier this morning, I checked in on Marshall Ulrich, and he started 2 days ago at 6 a.m. from Badwater, and it looked like he was now at 50 hours in. He was heading up to Whitney Portal. Looked like he had about 21 miles to go to get to top Badwater 146. This would be his 30th in 30 years. So wish him luck. I think I need to check in and see what's going on with him. Rich Gonzalez from Prep Cal Trek tweeted out today, all 3 of today's NBA games are not happening. Well, I was actually going to turn on and try and watch it tonight. I've been listening to Bill Simmons talk about basketball. Today's Milwaukee Brewers game is not happening. This has an eerie feeling of March 12th all over again. Yeah, it's not so good. Jonathan Gault says that the Sunset Tour pop-up meet Saturday in the LA area is supposed to happen. That's end of August. Says it's going to be a deep 10K with Edward Chesterdick, Ben Blankenship running their first 10Ks as pros, plus the last 2 NCAA champions, Ben Flanagan and Clayton Young. So that should be interesting. I wonder where they're going to have it. Almost would like to kind of check that out. Kind of interesting when you're watching Joshua Chippigat run that 5K. When he crossed the line, he hit his watch, and he uploaded it to Strava because I guess, if it's not on Strava, maybe it didn't happen. And then Jonathan Gault says, this is awesome. I'm not on Strava, so I don't really know how their best estimated effort works. But are they saying a 12:35K is only equivalent to a 3:57 mile? Yeah, that's definitely a world record there. So this has been Endurance Noise Daily. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Rate the podcast on Apple, iTunes. That would be awesome too. And as always, stay healthy, be boring, not epic.